Assalamu alaikum students. Now this video, if you see, I'm going to explain area and perimeter. In my last video, that was also related to mensuration, but over there I explained uh, area of a sector and arc length. Now I have compiled all past paper questions of paper 2 together from 2016 to 2021, which are related to area and perimeter. So all questions on area and perimeter are in this sheet from 2016 to 2017. The very first question, if you see, it looked to me a trapezium because it's a four-sided quadrilateral, any four-sided polygon which is called quadrilateral, and the special type of a quadrilateral is a trapezium here. Why? Because we have two parallel sides and two non-parallel sides. Such a shape here. We have a pair of parallel side and the second pair is non-parallel. It is called a trapezium. Now trapezium, when we try to find the area of a trapezium, it depends upon the pair of parallel sides. One is 13 and the other one is 16. So how do we find the area? We half times the sum of the parallel sides. The sum of the parallel sides, yani 13 plus 16. So sum of the parallel sides times height. So check that these two parallel sides, and there is a line which is joining them perpendicularly, and that is this side 4. 5 is not a height, 4 is the height. So 4 is the height. We simplify our result and get the area of a trapezium. Next question. Next question, you can find area and perimeter questions mainly in paper 2, where he, tries to engage area perimeter concept with the lower bounds and upper bounds. So as you can see in this question, he's talking about a square. All of you know square is like this, which has all the sides equal. All inside angles are 90 degrees. This is a regular polygon of four sides. He said that this is a square with side 8 centimeters, but the degree of accuracy is mentioned correct to the nearest centimeter. So if it is written to correct to the nearest centimeters, means we need to subtract zero point 0.5 and add zero point 0.5 to get our lower bounds and upper bounds. So what I'm going to do now, 8 centimeters, its lower bound is 7.5 centimeters and its upper bound is 8.5 centimeters. He said, what is the upper bound of the area of a square? So area upper, so we have to use length upper times width upper. Our upper length is 8.5 and our width is also, we will use 8.5 and our width is also 8.5. We multiplied with them together to get our desired answer. Next question, interesting. Again, he talks about the area. So the area is given. In the previous part, he was asking you to find the upper bound of the area. But in this case, he gave you the area, which is 42.5 centimeters per square. But it is not an accurate area. It is correct to the nearest zero point 0.5. So zero point 0.5, whatever the degree of accuracy is given, you always need to divide it by 2. Now 0.5 divided by 2 gives you 0.25. Now 25 is a number which has to be added or subtracted to get our lower bound. So lower bound is 42.5 minus 0.25, and to get the upper bound I will write 42.5 plus 0.25. What's the answer we are going to get? 42.5 minus 0.25, it gives us 42.25, and this will give us 42.75. This is upper bound, and the other one is a lower bound, centimeter squared. We want to find the length. So the length and width. You know that in a square, the length and width are same. So area, lower bound, we want to find the lower bound of the length, LL, and the width lower, and the area lower. So what is the area lower given to us? The lower area is 42.25. Since length and width are the same, so I will write length, lower length square, because WL is LL. So I write LL square. Take the square root. So lower length will be the square root of 42.25, and then you write your answer. The side of a square written to one decimal place. So one decimal place means this is the 10th place. This is the 10th place, and the 10th place means it's 0.1, so divided by 2. So you need to add 0.5, and you need to write 0.5. Let me check that, guys. The 10th place is what? 0.1 divided by 2. What is the answer? 0.05. So you have to add 0.05 or subtract 0.05 from the result. So the lower bound and upper bound are 15.10. It should be 15.05 is the lower bound, and 15.15 is the upper bound. Now we want to find the area upper. So area upper is length upper and width upper. Length and widths are the same. So I'm going to use 15.15 times 15.15. It gives us the final answer. Next, we want to find the perimeter of the shaded shape. So the shaded shape is made up of this, this, and this, which is a square. So this is 5 and this is 5. 5 plus 5 plus 5. Now, he said it is a rhombus. So you know that, guys, rhombus has also same sides. So if I say this is 5, so this is also 5, this is also 5, and this is also 5. So 6 fives we need to add to get the perimeter of the shape. Next thing is area of the shape. So area of the shape, yani if you look into the rectangle will be 5 times 5. And now this is a parallelogram, because rhombus is also a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, if you know the perpendicular height, which is 4.5, and if you know the base, which is 5. So 5 is my base and 4.5 is the height. The area of a parallelogram is base times height. So base times height. Area of a shaded shape is the sum of square area and a parallel or a rhombus, which is parallelogram. Area of a square is 5 times 5. Rhombus is parallelogram base times height. Our base is 5. and our height is 4.5. And then we get our answer. Area of a triangle is, I need to draw a triangle. Area of a triangle is 528 centimeters squared. Length of the base, suppose this is the base, this length is 33 centimeters. He said, what is the perpendicular height? So height is to be found. What is the area formula? Half times base times height. Area is 528. Half times base is 33 times h. And send the things to the other side. 528 times 2 divided by 33 is equal to h. Then you write the final answer. Area of a triangle now. Um, in my previous video, I talked about how to find the area of a triangle when you use trigonometry. So, in a trigonometry, if you know the two sides and their common angles here, 82, you will write area of a triangle as half times the first side, which is 6.2, second side, 4.7, and sine of the included angle. This gives you the area of a triangle. Next, he gives you the area now. The area is 2050 centimeters, millimeters squared, and he asks you to find the value of x. Same formula will be used. I will write 2050, which is the area of a triangle, half times the two sides and the common angle. So half times 107 times 75 times sine of the angle which we want to find. So can you send the things to the other side? So 2050, this 2 was in the denominator, it goes in the numerator, divided by 107. It was numerator, now it is in the denominator on the next side. Also 75 goes to the other side. So we got sine of x. But I want to make x as a subject. So send the sine to the other side. So we write shift sine 2050 times 2 over 107 times 75. So whatever the answer comes, you write it over here. Now this is the shape which is made up of semicircle. So guys, the area of a circle is pi r squared. The semicircle, which is the half of the circle, its area is half times pi r squared, or 0.5 pi r squared. Clear? So what is the radius? So the radius is 5. Now, area of a semicircle, pi times 5 squared divided by 2. This is 10, this is 10. So area of a square is 10 times 10. If we want to find the area of the shape, we need to add semicircle with the square. The semicircle is pi times 5 squared over 2 plus 10 times 10. Then we get the final answer. Be careful with the units. Since it is in centimeters, my final answer will come in centimeters squared. Now, the two sides are given and the included angle is given. So I want to find the area of a triangle, half times 11 times 13 times sine of 39. Next, um, area of a triangle is, can you see the height is drawn outside? Our base is, if you can see, AB, and our height is H. So area 27, half times AB side, which is the base, and the height is H. He said AB is 6. This AB is 6. So 2 cancel with 6, it gives you 3. So 27 is equal to 3h. So 27 divided by 3 is equal to h. You can write your answer over here. Now he talks about a rectangle. One side is 12. The diagonal is 13. We want to find the area of the shape. We cannot find the area of a shape unless we find the shortest side. This shortest side by using Pythagoras, because hypotenuse is given, so 13 squared minus 12 squared. So 13 squared minus 12 squared will give you, I think, 25. So 169 minus 144. Yes, 25, and x is equal to 5. Now I want to find the area of a rectangle. So area of a rectangle is length into width. So length into width is 12 times 5, which is 60 centimeters squared. Next question. Guys, I want to find the value of x. So the value of x, if you want to find, it's a trigonometry question. Look at that. And I will explain this question again in trigonometry. It's sine rule. So sine rule is sine of x over 8 is equals to sine of 100 over 9. Send the 8 to this side. So sine x is equal to 8 times sine of 100 divided by 9. Now send the sine to the right hand side. So x will be equals to shift sine 8 times sine of 100 divided by 9. And then it gives you the final answer. Area of a triangle, guys. Once I know the area, the angle x, then it would be easier for me to find the area. But let me find x first, guys. I write shift sine fraction 8 times sine 100 over 9, and then close the bracket. It gives us 61.09. So this angle is 61.09. I wrote it purposely to the two decimal place, because within calculation, don't write your answer to one decimal place any angle. Final answer can be given in one decimal place, but within calculation, no. So I want to get this third angle. I will tell you why I need a third angle. So 180 minus the sum of the two angles. Please find the third angle. 180 minus 100 plus 61.09. It gives us 18.91. 18.91. So I'm going to use this angle and the two sides to find the area of a triangle. Half times 8 times 9 times sine of 18.91, and that gives us the area of a triangle. So half times 22.3 times 27.6 times sine of 25 will give you the area of the triangle. Next, this number is given to the one decimal place. So the upper bound is and lower bound. One decimal place means 10th place. So 10th place, when divided by 2, it gives you 0.05 have to be added or subtracted. So the lower bound will be 9.25 and the upper bound will be 9.35. Width is again one decimal places. So 0.1 divided by 2, it is 0.5 has to be added and subtracted. So this is 7.70, it is 7.65 is the lower bound and 7.75 is the upper bound. Now I want to find the upper bound of the area. So upper bound of the area and the lower bound also. So upper bound is for area is area upper is equal to length upper times width upper. So what is the length upper, which is 9.35 times 7.75. Lower bound for the area, length lower, width lower, 9.25 times 7.65. Area half times 2.8 times 8.3 times sine of 79. This is a new thing. This is similarity. Guys, in similarity or enlargement, the area of the new shape divided by the area of the old shape, yani which is, we already found it. Let me find it for you guys. It's zero point 0.5 times 2.8 times 8.3 times sine of 79. It gives us 11.41. 11.41. So if you want to find the area of the new shape, scale factor is 4.5. You remember when we did similarity, we were putting the square of the ratio of lengths. So the square of the ratio of the length, the ratio of the length is scale factor. So you need to put the scale factor square times the area which you found it already, 11.41. That gives you the final answer. So if you want to enlarge figures, so area is equal to scale factors times the area. This is the old shape and this is the new shape. If you want to find the volume of the new shape, the formula is scale factor cubed times the volume of the old shape. Don't forget that this concept of enlargement is same like similarity. In similarity, we were writing area of the old or area of the new, area of old, it is equals to the length, the new length, the old length, we put a square on that. And if volume or new volume, old volume, the ratio, length new, length old, power cubed. Basically, we have to take the square of the scale factor if you want to compare the similar areas, and if you want to compare the enlarged volumes, you have to use the cube of the scale factor. Area of a triangle, very easy. This is height and this is the base. So half times base times height. AC, Pythagoras form theorem we will use. So 1.6 square plus 2.8 square will give you AC. Now we want to find the area, half times 8.5 times 10.8. Perimeter, we want this shape, so square root of 8.5 squared plus 10.8 squared. Then perimeter is the sum of all the sides which are making this triangle. So 8.5 plus 10.8 plus square root of 8.5 squared plus 10.8 squared. Trapezium, half times the sum of the parallel sides. So 8 plus 12. And did he provide us the height? No, he didn't provide us the height. So we need to find the height. To find the height, guys, we need to drop a perpendicular here. This side has the same length, x. Okay, so this is 8. The total length was 12, and this is 8. So 12 minus 8, that is 4. So imagine this is 8 and this is 4, and I want to get x. So x is hypotenuse square minus 4 squared. Let me get this. Square root of 8 square minus 4 square gives us 6.928. 6.928. So now I know the height. This is the height of the trapezium. Now write the area of a trapezium formula. Sum of the parallel sides, which is 8 plus 12. And what is the height? We found it which is 6.928, and then we get the final answer. It's a very important question. Area of a triangle: half times 7 times 10 times sine of 35. Length of AC, we need to use the cosine rule if you want to find the length. The cosine rule is the two sides, which are the arms of the angle 35. So 7 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times, this is cosine rule, 2 times 7 times 10 times cosine of 35. This idea will be explained more in more detail in trigonometry. The base of a triangle is given to the nearest centimeter. So the lower bound and upper bound, it's 8.5 and 9.5 centimeters. The area is correct to the nearest 5 centimeters. So 5 divided by 2 is equal to 2.5. We have to add and subtract. So we will get 42.5 is the upper bound, and the lower bound is 38, I think 37.5. Now we want to find the upper bound for the height. What is the formula? Area is equal to half times base times height. So upper, this is upper, this is upper. So area upper is 42.5 is equal to 1 over 2. Base upper is 9.5. We want to find the height upper. Send the things to the other side. 42.5 times 2 divided by 9.5. It is the height upper. We have to find the area of a parallelogram. No, parallelogram area is given, so 51.5. You remember parallelogram area is the base times height only, not half times base. So, so the area of a parallelogram is base times height. So send the 5 to the other side. So 51.5 divided by 5 is equal to x. Then you get the answer here. Area of a triangle is 17, and let me draw an assumed triangle PQR. He said PQ is 8, QR is 7, area of a triangle is 17. So 17 is equals to, I want to find PQR. Which letter is at the center? Q. So half times 7 times 8 times sine of x. Boys, send the things to the other side. 17 times 2 divided by 7 times 8 into sine of x. And now send the sine to the other side. Shift sine. 17 times 2 over 7 times 8 is equal to x. Why the examiner is asking you two answers, however, the calculator will provide you a single. I'll tell you why. What is that? One is acute and the other one is obtuse. 17 times 2 over 7 times 8. So we get the answer from the calculator: 37.38. 37.38. How can we get the second answer? 180, because this is acute and we want obtuse answer. So 180 minus 37.38, it gives us 142, 142.6. So 142.6 to one decimal place, and 37.4 to one decimal place. We have written the answer. Rectangle, um, it's written to the nearest millimeter. So lower bounds and upper bounds. So 61.5, 62.5, 46.5 to 47.5. Area, we want to find the lower times lower. So 40 6.61.5 times 46.5 is the lower area, and the upper area is 62.5 times 47.5. It's the upper area and the lower area. Area of a circle. You remember area of a circle, we know the radius 5.1. Area of a circle is pi r square. Pi times 5.1 square, and then you get your answer. Area of a triangle, half times base times height, 8.4 times 3.5. Hexagon, you all know hexagon has how many sides? Six sides, and we can split it into how many triangles? Six triangles. If we find the area of one triangle, then we can multiply it with six. And this triangle is an equilateral triangle. So in equilateral triangle, this is 60, this is 60, this is 60. I'm talking about hexagon, boys. So the hexagon has six sides, regular hexagon, and it is divided into six triangles. Each triangle is equilateral. So what is the side of one triangle? 7.4. This is 7.4, 7.4. It's easy to find the area of this triangle. Half times the two arms of the included angle, 7.4. And this angle is sine of 60 degrees. How many triangles I have? Six triangles. So times with six will give you the area of a regular hexagon. This question is look like similarity because there are two pentagons, same areas. First, we need to know what is the formula to find the interior angle of a regular pentagon. So this formula I have taught you: E n and 360. E is the exterior, n is the number of sides, and 360. So try to find the interior angle. Let me get the exterior first. So exterior is 360 divided by sides are 5. 360 divided by 5 gives me 72. So interior is 180 minus 72, that is 108. So this angle is 108. And you remember that, guys, this angle is also 108. And if we look at the symmetrical situation of the figure, the 108 is divided into two parts. So 108 divided by 2, it gives you 54. So this is 54. Now these two sides are parallel. So the same side angles are supplementary. 180 minus 54, it gives us 126. So this is 126. Clear, boys? Again, I will explain it to you. First, I found this angle, which is 108, and I divided into 2, which came to us 54. So 54, since these are the two parallel lines, the same side angles are supplementary. So 54, and this one is 180 minus 54, which gives us 126. So this angle is to be 126 AEK. Next, he gave you the area of the pentagon, the bigger one and the smaller one. We want to find their perimeters. Guys, as far as the perimeters are concerned, you know, their you know area and the perimeters. Area versus, in similar shapes, area versus area, perimeter versus perimeter. So you need to put the squares on them because these are the lengths and the top one are the areas. So both areas are given, but the bigger one is 73.5 and the smaller one is 6. We want to find the the ratio of the perimeters. So if rather than writing squares here, we need to write, this is the bigger perimeter and this is the smaller one. So we need to write, rather than writing square here, I put a square root here. So when we put the square root of, use a ratio thing, square root of 73.6 over square root of 6, it gives us answers in decimals. Approximately it is 3.5. So he said, like, perimeter in its simplest form. It means we need to write the answer in the simplest form. Um, we can simplify 73.5, 73.5 divided by 6. What is the answer we got? It 73.5 over 6. What are we getting? We get 49 and 4. 49 and 4. And when we take the square root, this is 49 and 4. Correct? So that is 7 and this is 2. So 7 is to 2 is the perimeter. Now the area of a trapezium, half times the sum of the parallel sides, and this is the height. And then we get the answer. Area of a square to the nearest 0.5. So 0.5 divided by 2, it is 0.25. So we have 42.5 minus 0.25 gives you 42.25, and the upper bound is 42.75. Since it is the area, we want to find the length of the square. So area lower, length lower, width lower, yeah, length lower, because width and length, they are the same. So area is given to me 42.5, put a square root, and that is length lower, and the answer comes to us here. The sides of the isosceles triangles are measured correct to the nearest millimeters. So please convert them into nearest millimeters. It's 82 millimeters. And this is also 94 millimeters. The nearest millimeters, 82.5 is the upper bound and 81.5 is the lower bound. 93.5 is the lower bound, 94.5 is the upper bound. Now he says find the perimeter of the triangle. One of the side of the length and the other length is, since it's isosceles. Let's check that. Find the largest possible value of the perimeter. So we will take the two sides, the bigger sides, 8.82.5 plus 82.5, since it is isosceles. The other side is bigger than that. To get the biggest side, 94.5 plus 94.5 plus 82.5. This is the maximum or the largest value of the perimeter we can get. But once you get your final answer, keep notice of this, that we want to get the answer in centimeters. So I'm going to write here 94.5 plus 94.5 plus 82.5. Once you get your answer, it comes to you 271.5. 271.5. But this is in millimeters. If you want to get it in centimeters, it should be 27.15 centimeters. Question number 29, we have a shape which is made up of triangle and a quarter circle. So this triangle, half time base times 5, the radius is 5, so this is also 5. So half times 5 times 6. A quarter circle, this is 90 degrees. 90 divided by 360 times pi times radius squared. So we can write it here. Whatever the answer comes, you write it there. Area of a trapezium. We don't know this side. It's this such type of a trapezium is called isosceles trapezium because these two sides are equal. Since he said it is symmetrical, it has only one line of symmetry, which I have shown it here. So what is the best thing? The best thing is this, that this is 15.4, this is x, and this is x. I need to get x by using trigonometric ratios. So I want to use tan. So TOA. I want to find adjacent. So opposite over tan. So x is equals to opposite over tan of 62. This is x. Let's get it first. 18.2 over tan of 62. It gives us 9.677. If this is 9.677, this is 9.677. I want to find the area of a trapezium. Half times the sum of the parallel sides. What are the two parallel sides I have? This side, which is 15.4, and then this side, which is 9.677 plus 15.4 plus 9.677 times the height is 18.2. So this is 9.677, 9.677. Let me get that area. Next is, he said the sides of the triangles are correct to the nearest millimeters. So can we write them to the millimeters? So 52, 63, 94, lower bound, upper bound, 51.5, 52.5, 62.5, 63.5, 93.5, and 94.5. We want to find the lower perimeter. So lower perimeter is add all the lower sides, 51.5, 62.5, and 93.5. Would give you the answer. Equilateral triangle, 12 centimeter to the nearest centimeters. So 12.5 and 11.5 lowers and uppers. We want to find the perimeter of this equilateral triangle. So equilateral triangle has three same sides. So if you want to find lower bound, so 3 times 11.6, 11.5, because all the sides are same. So we multiplied with 3. If you want to get the lower perimeter, so 3 times 11.5, the upper is 3 times 12.5. The sides of the equilateral triangle again to the nearest millimeter, but it is given in centimeters, so I'm going to first write it at 94 millimeters. Lower bound 93.5, upper bound is 94.5. We want to find the perimeter of this, so 3 times lower bound, upper bound, sorry, so 3 times 94.5. Next, the length of the side of a square, 12 centimeter to the nearest centimeters, 11.5, 12.5. We want to find the perimeter of a square. Perimeter of a square, all the sides are same, so 4 times upper, 12.5, because 12.5 plus 12.5 plus 12.5 plus 12.5, rather than writing 12.5, add them 4 times, just write 4 times 12.5. Joe measures the length of the rope and records her measurement correct to the nearest 10 centimeters. So nearest 10 centimeters. So 10 divided by 2 is 5 centimeters. So you need to subtract 5 and add 5. The upper bound is The upper bound is 5. So if this is your upper bound is 12.35, clear boys? If it is the upper bound is 12.35, and we got the answer to the nearest 5 centimeters. So you need to add 5 centimeters into your result and subtract 5 centimeters. So if you allow me, can I subtract 12.35 minus 5 will give us, what is the answer? 7.35. And furthermore, minus 5, it will give us 2.35. So write down the measurement which she has recorded. So she has recorded basically 7.35. So Joe measures the length of the rope, records her measurement correct to the nearest 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeter gives you, um, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So the whatever the value she has found, the upper value will be, always, you can get the upper bound by adding 5 into the result or the measurement which she has found, and the lower is can be found by subtracting 5. So since this value 12.35 was already given, so I wanted to go back to get my original value, which was 7.35. So 7.35 was the original value, and then we found the lower bound, which was not required. Question number 35, he gave you equilateral triangle again, and centimeter 15 centimeter to the nearest centimeter. So upper bound is 15.5, the lower bound is 14.5. So I want to find the upper parameter. So upper parameter is 3 times 15.5. Now we have here a rectangle which measures 3 by 8. So this is 3, this is 8, this is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And total is 8. So if we can check that, how it would be easier for us, because we have 5 congruent, um, you know rectangles. So this side is 8, and this is 3, 3, 8, 3, 8, 8, 3. So since this is the same, so these two sides are same, so 8 minus 3 is 5, so that should be 2.5 and 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So how can we add the results? So 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, and this 8. How many 8s we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 times 6. And then how many 3s we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6. How many 5s we have, or how many 2.5s we have? We have 6 2.5s to be 6 or more. The best thing is just this is 1 5, 2 5, 3 5, and 4 5. So 4 times 5, because 2.5 and 2.5 is 5. So we have 4 5s, or 8 2.5s. If a student says, I want to write 2.5 over there, so then he can write here 8 times 2.5 and then get the final answer. The total perimeter of a semicircle, look, a semicircle, total perimeter, which includes radius, and the half circumference, which is 0.5 times pi r. Total circumference is 2 pi r, and the half circumference is, if you divide it by 2, so it is pi r. It is pi r. Okay. Now radius. we want to find. He said r plus pi r is equal to 19.02. So 2r plus pi r is equal to 19.02. Take r common, so 2 plus pi is equal to 19.02, and then r is equal to 19.02 divided by 2 plus pi, and then you get your answer. Question number 28, he talks about regular hexagon. This measurement is to the nearest millimeters, 80. Lower bound and upper bound, 79.5, 80.5. Lower bound of the perimeter of the hexagon. Hexagon has 6 sides, so 6 times the lower bound of the side, which is 79.5. Now the next topic starts. Thank you guys. This is all about area and perimeter.